and welcome to my vlog channel, The Positive Amputee. My name is Amanda Marie, and today I'm gonna tell you about my tumor. If you know me and this is the first time you're hearing this information, I do tremendously apologize. Please don't take it personal by any means. It is more just I have been waiting to find out a lot of information, and while I've been waiting to get those answers, it has just been very mentally exhausting having to explain this to so many different people in my life. Luckily, I am extremely loved, and it means I have a ton of support, and that also means me having to repeat the same message. So sometimes I do forget who I've told and who I haven't told, and I feel like that's normal. And again, I apologize. So anyways, let's get into it. So about almost 2 years ago now, I want to say, I had discovered some lumps on what I call my little leg, and those lumps were causing me a lot of issues. I've been getting this really deep stabbing pain in that location, loss of feeling, numbness, sometimes even throbbing pain. So all of that had kind of led me to be like, something's not right. I haven't gotten these pains previously. Being an amputee, they were all new types of pain. Yes, there are pains associated with being an amputee, the wear and tear on your body, and just wearing an artificial leg is obviously not the most comfortable thing in the world, no matter how much we get it to perfection. There's still some days where I'm just having a bad leg day and it's uncomfortable and it hurts, but this was very different, the pain. So I had immediately called my doctors and we immediately started to do testing. At first, they thought it was osteosarcoma. At this point, it does look like the bone is healthy, and it is not that. However, I did have all the symptoms, so it was something they wanted to test for immediately. We did x-rays, MRIs, and I can't even remember if there was anything else. Lots of appointments, consulting different doctors to try to figure out what it was, as my scans kept coming back that they were good, that they were clean. The last MRI I had indicated there was something there, but it was really difficult to it was inconclusive, they call it. It wasn't like a clear image that said, yes, this is what it is, or no, this is not what it is. This summer, I finally met with a doctor who is incredibly amazing. His name is Dr. Simpson, and he was able to identify that these lumps are indeed tumors. We are not 100% sure what type of tumor, but his thoughts are that this is indicating it's something called a neuroma. What a neuroma is abnormal cells that develop around a nerve. So most likely what has happened is that I've had 5 surgeries previously, being a leg amputee, that had to do with just reconstruction of the stump of my hip, so that way it was all stuff to help me function better. There was no real medical issue as far as tumors in the past. Usually what happens when they do a surgery that is reconstructive, they have to bury the nerve somewhere. And in the past, they used to go ahead and bury those nerves under bones, muscles, tendons, ligaments, whatever the case may be. But they bury them once they cut stuff up. What eventually can happen is your brain is sending signals out throughout your entire body and the nerve pathway. And what can happen is that your brain sends that signal and all of a sudden it stops. There's nowhere for it to go because it's the end of it and it's buried underneath of something. So that signal's still trying, but it's not successful. So eventually at the end, abnormal cells can develop, and that is a tumor, what they call a neuroma. If that is the tumor that we have, the surgery that we're going to go ahead with is going in, cutting the tumor out, biopsying the tumor, and If it is a neuroma, we're going to go with something called TMR, which is targeted muscle reinnervation. What that does is, if we can do it, if there are something called redundant successful nerve paths around in that area, we can actually take that nerve path and reconnect it to a new nerve path, so long as it's a successful path. If there are no successful paths located, then we won't be able to go ahead with it, and I believe the case would just be that we remove the tumor, and it could come back in the future. Best case scenario, it's a neuroma, we cut that out, it's benign, we can complete the TMR, and in a few weeks, all should be well again. If it's not a neuroma, we're just going to biopsy the tumor and then wait for the results and come up with a new game plan based off of what information we get from there. So fingers crossed. I'm all about manifesting and creating our reality. So at this point, I've been keeping super positive about it. I've definitely had a few mental breakdowns, and you know, just like anybody, I'm a human. Even though I'm positive, I still have ups and downs. I still have questions. I've never had a tumor before. And I think anytime that you're doing tests to find out if you have cancer, that is obviously scary and things go through your head. I have so many people who love and support me. At this point, I am just relying on my faith in the universe and my people and myself, and knowing that everything is going to be okay. So things like this can go super fast. I actually just got a call this morning and I find out that surgery is next Tuesday morning at 6 a.m., which means I have to leave my house at 4 a.m. and I can't drive myself to surgery. So I have to rely on one of my sweet human beings in my life to take me there. But I'm glad that we're getting it done. Just out of context, I'm actually filming this on Tuesday, so I literally had like 1 full week to get my shit together. At this point, I have a lot to do. Honestly, I'm a little bit freaking out. I know everything will work out. I think I just literally, like when you get a call at 8 a.m. being like, surgery in a week, not normally how I wake up, so I like bounced out of bed and have been running around like crazy and pacing back and forth in my house trying to get stuff done. I'm like, yeah, I need to wash the sheets. Like I still have a week. I don't know why I'm washing the sheets already, but that's where my panicked brain went. I have a lot of things to get together and to do until then. I have been doing some meal prep, so I got a bunch of more containers, so it looks like I'll be doing that for the next few days. I actually had a lot going on this past week in general, so I had my furnace decide that it almost wanted to kill me. It was releasing aldehydes, and that's an incomplete compound of carbon monoxide, so fun times, my carbon monoxide detector wasn't picking it up. And but I ended up figuring it out, trusting my gut instincts, and we got that figured out. I'm still alive. The furnace, we ended up getting all installed, so we're good to go. I have a nice warm house. Don't have to worry about that. Then we discovered there was a small fire in my dryer, so luck be have it, I ended up finding a dryer, and it's going to be installed this week, so a few days before. I have the weirdest luck. The universe is like, here's something you don't really want, but we're going to give you good news with it. Like, we're going to give you a bunch of sales, and it's the last day for these sales, and we only have 1 appointment in the next 2 months, and it's next week, and it's yours. So, since that seems to be the story of my life, I had to, take apart so many things in my house to get all this stuff done, and it looks like a tornado has gone through it. In order to get an electric wheelchair through this house for next week, I need to get all that sorted back. So my brain suddenly went into OCD, let's get everything together, organized, let's get an agenda together mode. Some of my friends have asked that I put together a schedule for them to come and help me out. So that's super great. I beyond grateful to have friends that are coming to offer to like sweep my house and do those things for me. I just seriously love my people so much, and you guys all give me so much strength and faith in myself that I know I'm gonna be able to get through this like a breeze. If it is the surgery that we're hoping to go through with, it should be about an 8-week recovery. So nothing compared to what I've been for in the past. It's always usually been like 8 months. Now I just have to get the vendor in here with my occupational therapist. They've already come and assessed my whole house to see what kind of things I would need in order to be able to adapt and still get around and take care of myself while going through my recovery. I was immediately in contact with her. She's gonna send this lovely guy out next week who's gonna come install some bars, handrails, sliders, things that are gonna make my life easier and more safe to get around. I feel like I just have so much going on, and honestly, I know I seem really happy and in positive, good spirits right now. Last week or the week before, I had 3 mental breakdowns and went like full PTSD trigger breakdown mode. So yeah, I am human. I have gone through a lot of different emotions about the subject, but at this point, I am super ready to get these tumors out and be, on the road to recovery and healing. For those that don't know, I was also in 2 car accidents last year, and I had a lot of injuries that resulted from it that I'm still healing from, including damaging my rotator cuff, my neck, my back, and nerve damage, which has made it a tiny more difficult to go through the procedure of surgery, as I really have to rely on my upper body to use crutches or a wheelchair to get around, and I'm not able to do that. What my occupational therapist and I came up with is using an electric wheelchair to get around the main areas of my house. Therefore, I won't need to actually damage my upper body anymore because I don't have like all that motion and whatever. Mind you, I'm still gonna have to rely a lot on my people, and I hate asking for help, so this is definitely a moment of self-development, a growing experience, if you will, for myself. But yeah, I wanted to start vlogging about my life and this surgery and giving you updates this way. I literally feel like I couldn't make my life up if I tried, so I want to share it with people, and maybe other people can relate and see what it's like to have those up and downs, and just what it's like to be me and being an amputee. The cool news is that I found out I went last week for my surgery consult, and I was gonna ask him, but my doctor ended up asking me if I was okay with doing a media release and recording videos or photos of the surgery. I am so pumped. This is actually the part that I'm actually super stoked for. Let me tell you why. I want to go ahead and record this and share with other people so that way it can be a learning experience for others. I want to be able to share this surgery to anybody who might be going through it or people who might be operating. It's actually a new surgery, the TMR, targeted muscle reinnervation. I think it's been out for like over a year or something like this, not very long. I'm pretty pumped. I can't bring my own equipment in there, obviously. It's an operating room, but the surgeon said that they have equipment in there and that he will do his best to take as many videos and photos as possible. And he said that I am allowed to use this content for my channel. Stay tuned for that. I will try and take as much documentation as possible to share with you guys. Yeah, I think that's about it. So I'm gonna spend the rest of my day not freaking out anymore. I actually have yoga on the beach in a short few minutes here. I'm gonna go head to that. Yoga always helps ground me and remind me to connect to my soul, and that is the place where I can find the most strength, the most courage, and to stay positive. I'm gonna go practice that, and then I've got a few things to fix around the house, and then I'm gonna sit with a friend, hopefully, and have coffee. She's the friend that's gonna drive me to and from my surgery, and she's offered to help take care of me through this time. So she's kind of like my personal little caregiver. Again, thank you so much to all my friends who have been here through every step of the way. I have not enough words to properly express my love and appreciation for you. You are my strength and my faith within my own self. So thank you for seeing it in me, even when I'm struggling to see it in me. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button so that way you get updates throughout this process. Stay tuned. I can't promise you all of my vlogs will be so upbeat and bubbly. I feel like I'm just in a really great mood today for whatever reason, so I'm going with it. I have asked the universe many times for strength and to keep positive and have faith. I am a big believer in the law of attraction, so I do believe that my thoughts and my feelings are going to produce my reality, and if I'm the one creating that, I need to keep my mind as clear as possible, and also just be compassionate for myself when I start to have emotions that aren't great. I definitely have had some of those shitty feelings. It's just really pushing through those days and knowing everything is only temporary. I like to take a minute and say, thank you, I appreciate this contrast, because I know it helps drive me forward to the result I want. But when things aren't going well in my life or I don't have positive emotions, I like to take time to reflect on that, know that I don't like it, and ask myself, like, what would I rather right now? And then have faith that that is what is coming to me, because nothing is permanent, nothing stays the same forever. I've been trying to visualize my surgery, what the doctor's gonna say, me waking up, and the information they're gonna tell me, visualizing just the surgeon working on it, him having a good time, him being happy with what he sees when he cuts me open, and that he feels really good about himself when he closes me up, that everything is taken care of, and that we've done the best that we can too. Thank you to everybody who tuned in to listen. If you're interested in more videos from me, please make sure to go ahead and like this video and hit that bell button to subscribe so that way you don't miss out on any more vlogs coming in the near future. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and until next time, please know that I am sending you peace, love, and positive vibes.